That's right. I got Z-Man here. What's up, Z-Man? Say hi to everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Nice to finally be on.
Yeah, Z-Man and I have some history we're going to talk about tonight. We had a pretty crazy trade last year that I want to see how it panned out for him. And oh, by the way, we're playing each other this week in the first round of the playoffs, bro.
Yes, yes, we are. I'm looking forward to it, man. You might be the matchup I wanted. So
Yeah, all I wanted was to avoid Beantown Ace, honestly.
of
I didn't want
fucking
to avoid
course.
last year's champ and get them Mahomes and Kelsey
Oh my
combo.
god.
Didn't want to
And
touch
I
it.
I was this close to get him to trade me Eckler too. Fuck, when he was doing bad in the beginning.
Cool, man. Well, let's get started. Let's get to know you a little bit. Z-Man, Alex, first of all, how did you join the league and how do you know Gerald?
I worked with Gerald at the casino here, pretty local, for 2 years, maybe 3 years. I'm not sure what time he showed up, but it'd been a long time. One of the only other fucking down to earth guys that didn't want the drama. It's like working at a high school, man. It's crazy.
Really?
And then we would play video games together, and he was putting together the league, and he asked me. He was playing video games with me and our friend Matt, who's dope, and PG Bakud, which I swear was a typo, but he, whatever, he kept it. Um, Ed Eduardo, and he said, we need 3 spots, and he plays video games with us fairly often, so we just jumped in.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. So you're out there in Cali with Gerald.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I live pretty close, probably like 20 minutes away. Though I haven't
Nice.
seen you, Gerald,
Yeah,
in
Gerald.
for
What
fucking
happened,
ever.
man? What happened? You have a kid or something, dude? Come on.
Right.
Um,
Responsibilities.
cool. So how many leagues are you in? Are you like an avid fantasy player?
Yeah, man, I've ran my own league for going on to probably about 10 years.
Nice.
And I'm in one other redraft league. My other league is a keeper league, so 6-man keeper. I do a redraft, a 6-man keeper, and a full dynasty.
So you do a full dynasty, a half dynasty, and a redraft. Nice.
Yeah, just keep it, a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Awesome. So where does this league rank in your priority list? Are they all about equal, or do you have some that you make higher priority?
I like this league, man. It's one of my. It's
Me too.
it's my league is probably my biggest priority, just because I have to run it and deal with all the crybabies.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
that's why, just so you know, that's why I give Gerald so much shit throughout the year.
Oh,
It's
he deserves it.
not because he does anything wrong, but because I've been a commissioner for 10 years and I get shit on every year. So I like to just give it out to other commissioners because it's fun. But I put this one up there, man. The redraft one I could give less of a shit about that one. My league, I'm in a current rebuild state, which B-Man should be doing and trade me good players. And this league, I'm been in the playoffs both years. It feels good, man. And we've had to fucking play each other both years.
Yep. We know how last year went, don't we? Don't you owe me a beer, by the way? I'm pretty sure you owe me a drink for beating you in the third place game.
I'm going to be in Texas at least once this year. So,
well, now you have my number, man. Just hit me up.
Yes, sir. Right.
All right. If I know you're a commissioner of your own league, if you could change one thing or two things about this league, do you have any input? Do you have any advice? Anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, the only thing I would have done is, every league's different, right? So, like, whether I'm a big fan of the 2 wins a week or whatever it may be, that's irrelevant. I would have just waited to implement things until the end of the season, the first year. I would have just said, guys, this is the way it is. Maybe tiebreakers I would have changed, but other than that, I would have waited till the end of the year. And I do like that he just puts his foot down and makes a decision a little bit, because I have not done that in my league, and it's turned into a fucking mess multiple times. I'm trying to get everyone's input and trying to do that. Though I don't know. For instance, I'm good with even though it made Bakud lose for a hurricane, changing the player. But if you know you're going on a camping trip, I don't know if I would have changed that. That's like a premeditated decision. But other than that, I have no complaints. I really like the league. So
yeah, me too, man. This is one of my favorite leagues now. I also have my own home league that I've run for 11 years. And even that one, I like it. But I used to do all these write-ups and podcasts and stuff for my league. I do none of it now for that league. I only do it for this league. Just because I like the guys. It comes down to it's the guys, right?
yeah.
It's the gentlemen in the league. And I like the camaraderie in it. So, yeah, great league, Gerald. Okay, let's talk about the trade we made last year. This is fun. So a year and a half later. All right, so if you don't remember the details, it was Watson and a 2021 third rounder for Amari Cooper and a 2021 second rounder. How are you feeling about that trade today?
I feel fantastic.
Yeah.
So at the time, you don't know this, but Amari Cooper is literally my least favorite receiver in fantasy football.
Really?
Okay. I've had him like 3 different years, and every year he'd like score me 2 when I would play him, and then 30 when I would bench him, and then I have the worst luck with Amari Cooper. He's fluky, and I wanted to get a young quarterback, and I had a feeling Deshaun Watson was the only way to do it because of his problems. We'll just say that. Obvious character flaws.
Yeah.
But he was rusty last week. But going forward, I'm going to have Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, and I love it. You like Amari Cooper? Where are you at on? I know you're a Cowboys guy, so being a Brown.
So originally I was excited because he had a star on his helmet, but he's actually done better with the Browns with a subpar quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. And he's actually won me, I think, 1 or 2 weeks exclusively. And so, I'm happy with the trade. I'm a big receiver guy. I mean, I think everyone in the league knows that by now. I mean, I have my quarterbacks wrapped up, dude. Like, I got Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Geno Smith. I got young guys wrapped up. I don't need a Deshaun Watson. So I'm also feeling pretty good about the trade. I think Deshaun is going to do well for you. But every touchdown that your boy throws to my boy, you get 4 points and I get 6. So I'm pretty happy about it, too.
Except, isn't that changing next year?
It's changing, as it should. And I was a big proponent for that change. So, next year, that should.
That maybe is one of the things I would have an issue with. Yeah. Especially if tight ends are – I like the 2-point tight end PPR, the premium thing, although Dawson Knox has fucked me this year.
Not good.
Not good. But that's okay.
So I'm going to get into some of the scoring and the top. So I have the top 10 of all scorers in the history of the league on par. And I have some really cool stats that I've probably already talked about, actually. So I think this segment's going to go after that segment. But anyway, watch the whole video. I'm going to get into much of that stuff. And basically, quarterbacks don't mean as much, and tight ends do in this league. The way Gerald has it set up this year, I think it'll change. But tight ends really mean a lot in this league. All right, let's get into our matchup. If you want to pull up your team on your phone, we can break it down a little bit. But I think that I briefly glanced at our projections. I think we're like within a point projected of each other. I think it's going to be a close matchup. I think I have some really good things going my way. I think you do too. And I would not put money on either of us, honestly, because usually I'm pretty confident about these things, but I have no idea how it's going to go. It could be a blowout either way, or it could come down to like a decimal point. What are you feeling?
I mean, obviously I'm biased, but I do think a lot of your guys, some of your guys have been trending downward.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, I lose Dameon Pierce this week for a week or two, and I got to rely on Jerick McKinnon, which I don't love. Dude.
He had a monster week last week.
Yeah, but how many weeks in a row? I know he's the guaranteed pass catching back, but they're playing the Texans, so he's not necessarily the guy.
And I have Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah.
So I'm playing Pacheco. You have McKinnon, and I think I might have an edge on you in that position.
I would
for this game. For this game.
Now, if Josh Jacobson goes and does his thing against
then it's over.
Patriots, it doesn't. Yeah. Josh Allen against Miami might be a little bit more of a shootout, so that kind of benefits me.
Mm-hmm.
Dawson Knox sort of had a bounce back week a little bit, but he's still super inconsistent this year. Same with Waddle. I'm not super convinced on Waddle being a week-to-week, like, 20-point guy. Maybe like 12 to 15. Yeah. I love the Donovan Peoples-Jones. Deshaun Watson had 5 points, and Donovan had like 15. So I think he's kind of locked in, especially with the injuries there. Kittle, I think Kittle's a wash this year. All the quarterback turnover, and DK has been my most consistent receiver, which will blow your fucking mind.
No, I believe it. I've had Geno, man. I've seen it.
Yeah. They're good.
I feel it.
Together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At one point in one league, I ran Geno, DK, and Kenneth Walker all in the same week, and I won.
Oh. Hopefully before Kenneth got hurt. Beautiful.
Yeah. He might be back this week.
Yeah, which would be good.
And then Jetta against Indy, I'm feeling kind of good about. So, what about you, man? What do you like about where are you at on your team?
I think we're really tied on a bunch of things. If Deshaun Watson decides to throw to Amari Cooper, I think I'm gonna have a leg up. If he decides to throw to Donovan Peoples-Jones or Njoku, I'm gonna be in trouble. And I got Geno Smith, you got DK Metcalf. So the same thing. If Geno can throw it to Lockett and the other guys, I'm gonna have a leg up. If he starts to throw to DK Metcalf, I'm going to be in trouble. So I think, funny enough, we're tied. And then we already talked about, I have Isaiah Pacheco, you have McKinnon. And so it's going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, it could come down to just a few things. Like maybe my AJ Brown pops off. Maybe your Josh Jacobs pops off. But when it comes down to it, I think it's going to be a close matchup. I'm not going to decide a winner either way, because I have no fucking idea.
Oh, yeah. Honestly,
it's going to be close, dude. It's going to be fun, though. It's going to be fun.
I think both teams are good enough to win. I think there's like guys where like you feel confident. Like Matt's a close friend of mine, dope. So I'm rooting for him. But at the end of the day, Big Fresh has been scoring a fucking 180 points every week.
That's my Matt. Matty J's a good friend of mine too.
So it's like, is he going to have his 1 week where he scores 130 and Matt scores, 160 and you know what I mean? But that's a tough matchup for him. He definitely got the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no repeats, though. No repeats. Somebody beat him.
All right. So here, that brings me to my last question. All right, Z-Man, who wins the title this year?
Me? No. All
right. If you believe it, call it. Call your shot.
I mean, let me look at let me remind myself real quick of the bracket.
Sure thing. Sure thing. So we got Big Fresh and Voodoo on buys.
Yeah.
I'm playing you, and then Voodoo's scary as hell.
Voodoo is scary as fuck. This might be, especially with the bye week, he gets a free week to coast.
I think that's going to help him a lot because he can bust hard, but he booms harder than anybody else.
I know. 210 this week. Fuck. I've had a couple of those weeks, but objectively, I think Voodoo's my pick.
Okay. All right. You hear that? Everybody heard that.
But
Voodoo is Z-Man's pick.
But I'm going to be confident. It's going to be me.
All right. You can be less confident as soon as Thursday night. I think I got Geno. Oh, we got Geno and DK going on Thursday night, don't we? That's fun. Actually, so this is probably going to come out on Thursday morning, so we'll be able to start our game that afternoon. All right. Anything else you want to say, Z-Man, to the group?
I've had a blast, guys. 2 years. Let's keep it going. Everyone stay entertained, and maybe some people check the trade offer pages sometimes, or at least respond to some messages. Not necessarily me. You guys respond to me a lot, but just hit somebody up. Let's get crazy. Trade some shit. I don't believe in first round picks, so you can have.
There you go, guys. You heard him. Go over there and steal Z-Man's first round picks. He's throwing them at you like garbage. Hey, Z-Man, I really appreciate you coming on to this podcast today.
Yes, sir.
It was fun hanging out with you. Great talking to you. And you know what? I do not want you to win, but I'm going to wish you good luck next week.
Well, yeah, the Deshaun Watson trade would be sort of a bust if I win.
It's going to be fun to see how that turns out. Imagine if the Deshaun Watson trade comes and it becomes a factor for us next week. That's going to be fun.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man.
Signing off. See you, Z-Man.
All right. Later.